Hey gals, welcome to Binge Free Bestie, the podcast where we ditch the diets, break free from binge eating, and build a safe and empowered relationship with our bodies. I'm your host, Nick Carberia, a registered therapist who totally gets it. Binge eating and body image struggles? Yep, I've been there, done that, and I've got the therapy bills to prove it. But here's the good news, bestie. I've recovered and I'm here to help you to do the same. This potty is all about real, evidence-based strategies from my therapy practice, plus down-to-earth, relatable girl talk with me and some of my amazing besties and other experts who have their own stories, tips, and tricks to share with you. So, whether you're tired of the diet cycle, ready to ditch the shame spiral, or just want to feel more confident in your own skin, then you've come to the right place. It's time to get real about food freedom, body acceptance, self-care, and building a life you truly love. Let's get into it, besties. Hey, beautiful human. We are doing something very exciting here at Binge Free Bestie. And if you listen to the last episode, you'll know that there are some pretty huge changes happening after having won the Stand Store Challenge. I'm soon to begin my mentoring with Diary of a CEO Stephen Bartlett. And of course, that means that I've been working on how can I make even more impact in the world for women like you, for our community. So I have been in this kind of space the last week of deep reflection. There's lots going on. Still kind of feel like my head is up in the clouds, but I have been pondering, how can I do more for our community? How can I reach more women? How can I support gals like you to understand that this stuck place that you might be in right now is not your fault and there is something you can do about it. So, that's why I do this podcast, right? It's a free resource so that I can make binge eating and emotional eating recovery as accessible as possible, especially for people who may not be in a position to work with me right now. And so that's why the potty exists, and you are so welcome here. And I actually, maybe a couple of months ago, did a wee podcast series called The Recovery Rebellion. It's no longer available on my channel. I took it off because on this Recovery Rebellion, I did note a few things that I was doing with my breakup program at the time. But since things are going to change quite rapidly and in a huge way in the next few months at Binge Free Bestie, I decided to take those episodes off and I'm going to redo them right now, right here. Redo that series and just tweak it and make sure that you have the most up-to-date information to get what you need. So this is the start of a very special little mini series called The Recovery Rebellion 2.0. And I'm so glad that you're here because this series is all about giving you short, sharp, firecracker episodes. It's going to go over 4 weeks and we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the biggest lies that you have ever been sold. And that is that fixing your eating just takes a little more willpower, more rules, or a better diet. Because, spoiler alert, it is not you. It is not that lack of willpower. It is not your inability to follow the rules or the diet. It is the freaking system that is broken. Okay? You're not broken, the system is broken. So I have called this a Recovery Rebellion because it is here to expose you to the bullshit of diet culture and explain why you're struggling with food. If you've already been listening to my podcast so far, you would have learned heaps, but this is going to be, like I said, short, sharp episodes that will just get right to the point of it. And it's also going to tell you what you can start doing right now. You're going to hear stuff that is familiar, especially if you've been riding with me since the beginning, but you're also going to get hard-hitting facts, a few, wake-up calls sent with love, and hopefully you're also going to experience like a really deep exhale, some relief, because the truth is that, and I say this all the time, and I don't care if I sound like a broken record because we need things repeated to us, right? You are not broken and you can most definitely heal. You just need the tools to do that. You just need the psychoeducation behind you to ground you in a new way of being. So let's dive straight into the first part of the Recovery Rebellion. And I've titled this one, The Last Time You Will Ever Be Gaslit by the Wellness Industry. So if you're ready, let's go. And let me start by getting really crystal clear right from the jump. It is not that you are lazy. It is not that you are weak. It is not that you lack anything. It's the system. It's the freaking system. So today I want to talk to you about why dieting, and that includes your healthy lifestyle reset or the wellness journey that you might be, wrapped up in, the green juice, the toxic positivity. Why stuff like that is actually the reason why you keep binging, why you feel that loss of control around food, why you have all of this guilt and shame. Because I want to try my best to convince you that if you never go on another diet again, it'll be the best damn decision of your entire healing and recovery journey. So buckle up, because I'm going to come in really hot and really fast with some truth bombs. So bomb number one that I'm going to drop, it's a cold hard fact, and it's something that the weight loss world or industry does not want you to know. And the first thing, you've probably heard this stat before, is that 95% of diets fail long term. So almost every single diet ends with regaining the weight. More often than not, you will gain back even more than you lost during that dieting period. And this is not a random fluke. This is not your fault. It's not because you didn't try hard enough, or you didn't count your points properly, or you didn't eat enough kale or whatever. It's because the system is broken, and it is not designed to work long term in the first place, because the diet industry, they want you to keep coming back for more. They want you to be a repeat customer. They want your money, they want your time, they want your energy. They want you to believe it's your fault, so you keep seeing them as the expert of your body and your life. Repeat customer means more money in the bank for them, okay? The next stat is that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost. So very, very likely that success story that you saw go viral on Instagram, give it a year. Give it maybe 2 years, because the chances are that they will end up heavier and more ashamed and more exhausted and more stuck than they were when they started that lifestyle change. Okay? That constant up and down, that weight cycling, that weight yo-yoing, it's not just emotionally devastating, it is clinically shown to worsen your physical health. But of course, they don't talk about that in those viral videos, do they? No. You will know this if you have been a Binge Free Bestie for a while, but dieting, this is the next hot fact, dieting actually increases your risk of binge eating, emotional eating, and body dissatisfaction. So saying it louder for people in the back, that thing, i.e. dieting, the thing that you have been clinging to in the hopes of fixing your eating habits, that thing is what is causing the very issue that you are trying to escape. And yes, when you work with me, we will discover, of course, there's many reasons why we binge and emotional eat. It's not just that physical and mental restriction of dieting. There's also unmet emotional needs, nervous system dysregulation, trauma, your environment, your genetics, all of these kind of things contribute to binge eating. But I say this is the truth. Dieting is contributing to your loss of control around food and to your binge eating behaviors. Restriction will not heal binge eating, okay? It's only fueling it. So if you are going on a cleanse or some sort of eating plan or something like that in the hopes that it will help you to stop the binges, I want you to know that it will actually just fuel it further. The more rules that you stack upon each other, the more pressure that you feel, the more likely you are to eventually snap, okay? Either mentally, you're going to fall off the wagon, life gets hard, you're down on the floor, you're off that wagon. Or your body snaps, goes into semi-starvation mode, and it ramps up those cravings, ramps up all the hormones that make you want to eat. Cue the binge, okay? Cue the binge, cue the shame. Cue the belief that you can't control yourself. But it's not about you not being able to control yourself. It's just an automatic response to the diet, to the restriction. So I touched on this just before. The global weight loss industry is worth over $70 billion US, okay? So that cash flow, it is powered by repeat customers like us. And I know pretty much all of us here in the Binge Free Besties community have a pretty heavy history with dieting. And if you think about your own experiences so far, how much money have you funneled into, the plan that you bought, or a trainer that you paid for, or a program, or the diet foods in your pantry, or the meal kits, or all of these things, the shakes, the juices, the pills. That is the diet industry. That is the weight loss industry. And they are not in the business of helping you succeed and helping you to have long-term sustainable weight loss, because they're actually in the business of making you believe that you failed and you're the failure, so that you keep coming back to them for advice, for guidance, again and again and again. And so you pay for another plan, you connect with a new influencer, or, whatever it is, but it's always the same failure rate. Again, remember that stat, 95% of diets fail. So it is not you, hun. It is not you. And if diets worked, then they're just putting themselves out of business, right? But they don't. They can't. And they are relying on you falling off track. And they rely on you feeling like crap afterwards. They rely on you feeling broken and desperate and ashamed. They rely on your pain to pay their bills. So the biggest, I think, truth bomb of this episode is that the diet industry is not designed for you to win. They are gaslighting the shit out of you, okay? You have been manipulated into believing that thinness equals health, thinness equals morality, discipline, worth, and you have just been spoon-fed this lie that if you only tried harder, you would finally feel good enough. And you've probably spent years or even decades chasing this imaginary finish line when everything will just finally click for you. But it doesn't. Okay, I can speak from experience, and you've heard my story if you've listened to the potty. I reached my goal weight. I got to my ideal body, and I just started to fixate on new flaws, because the goalpost eternally moves with the beauty and the body ideals, right? Like, even if you hit that magic number that you are aiming for, you will just find something else to obsess and scrutinize over. So you are not the problem. Your body is not the problem, and your body has been fighting for you, not against you, okay? Your body is not against you. It loves you. It wants you to be here with us. It wants to survive, and it wants to thrive. So every time that you've been restricting or going on a cleanse, even every time you binge, every time you break down in front of the mirror, your body has just been trying to keep you alive. And this is how your body does that. So you restrict food, whether that's from counting calories, you're skipping meals, tracking macros, or you're just trying to be good. Your body isn't applauding you for that. Your body starts to go into this panic state, right? To your body, restriction is not discipline, it is a threat. So your body is wired for one thing, and that is to survive. What is it going to do? As I said before, it's going to ramp up those hunger hormones. It's going to sharpen your food focus. It's going to flood your brain with cravings and food noise. And that's not because you failed, it's just because your body wants to survive and it is going to drive you to eat. Your binge urges are not sabotage then, are they? They're just protection, and it is your body stepping in and saying, hey, I don't care about macros, I need fuel, I need safety, I need nourishment, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get you to eat. The thing is, of course, because we're undernourished at that time when we do eat, it is that real feast or famine kind of black or white, all or nothing mentality. Your body does not trust you anymore because it doesn't know if that food source is consistent. So when you do finally eat, it's a binge and you overeat because your body is trying to make the most of the opportunity to survive. It's a biological response. It is not being out of control. It's just that you're caught in a cycle that your body was never designed to live in. And until you stop restricting, dieting, binging is just going to keep showing up in your life. That is what I wanted to share today. You need to rebuild that trust with your body. And the way that you can do that is to ditch the diets. And you are in the right place to do that. I will teach you how to do that, okay? The worst thing that you could do right now is to go on another diet if your goal is to end binge and emotional eating, okay? And I know that you can't keep going this way. It's just this constant guilt, mental exhaustion, food just taking up all the space in your brain, and shame spirals. It's hell. And I know exactly what that feels like. It is actually hell. There is no freedom for you there. I've lived that too. And I've also now living the opposite of that. And I can really say with so much gratitude and pride that it is a beautiful place when your life is not consumed by thinking about food, the next meal, when you get a chance to binge, what are you going to binge on, all of that kind of just constant noise in your head. It is so nice not to have that anymore. Healing was possible for me. I found it. And it is possible for you, okay? I am not special. I'm not a special person. Well, I'm special. But I'm not special in the fact that I am a superhuman. If I can do it, you can do it. Absolutely. I don't have some sort of magic ability or magic skill. I've struggled with this for ages. I have ADHD, so that is like just another layer for me. Probably a lot of you listening too, right? If I can do it, you can do it, really. I haven't binged since 2019 now, and I'm so proud of the woman that I was back then, the one who was binging, who decided she wanted something more for herself. And if that's where you are right now, if you're that version of you, I know you want a better life for yourself and you absolutely deserve it. So know that you don't need another plan. You don't need more rules, more tracking, more punishment, none of that. You just need a new approach, one that is built to support you rather than shrink you. One that's going to help you to heal. It's not going to harm you. And one that actually works, and not just for a few weeks, okay? It works for life. It is sustainable. So over these next kind of 3 to 4 episodes, I'm going to show you exactly what this approach is going to look like, because it is time for things to be different for you. So just for today, I want you to sit with this final little truth, and that is that you have never failed. You have only ever been set up by diet culture because they want you as their repeat customer. And that is going to end now. So in next week's episode, we're going to be talking about the cost of the binge and emotional eating cycle. So that's the financial cost, emotional, energetic toll of binge eating, food obsession, and chasing the perfect body. And you might be shocked at what it's actually costing you to stay stuck. So I will see you there. Same time, same place. Know that you are not alone anymore. I want to let you know that my program, The Breakup, it is currently closed for enrollment because I am sprucing her up. So I'm making a few really amazing changes, enhancing it. The price of the program will stay exactly the same, okay? But what I am doing is I'm adding in a live group coaching component with me, because the feedback from you gals is that you'd love to be able to spend time doing question and answers, just hanging out together, being part of the community. So I am happy to say that I will be including group coaching calls as part of the breakup moving forward. So the doors are closed and I'm just working on the website. I'm doing a bit of a brand refresh, adding in those group coaching components, and then it's going to reopen in August. So there's only going to be limited spots, of course. There will be priority access for those on the wait list. So to get on the wait list, the link is in my bio, or you can head on to my socials and you can find the link in my bio there too, or in the show notes. And yeah, jump on the wait list to get that first dibs on spots, priority access, and some special little bonuses too. That is us for today. I will catch you next week. Take care. Come and find me on Insta. If you want to hang out, you can always slide into my DMs with any questions or feedback. And at the moment as well, I would love to ask you, if you have found this episode or this podcast helpful, please leave me a 5-star review to help me to push the reach of this podcast out further and to support and empower more women around the world. If you leave me that review, take a wee screenshot or comment on one of the episodes and take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I will send you a free copy of my 200-page therapeutic workbook, Embrace Your Body, which is all about tools that you can use to start to heal your relationship with the way that you look. So awesome to spend another week with you. I will catch you guys next week. Ciao.